Tom Medvec on left. Tom Medvec versus David Reha.
I saw a kiki-jiki in Tom's deck.
I don't even know what he calls it. It's Kiki, as foretold. Do you not know his have you not seen his deck?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let me get you that boy up on the SCG article. Versus Reha on Bornal Jund. So, Tom has had a lot of success with this deck. He basically started brewing it whenever As Foretold got spoiled. And he's finally got it at the point where he thinks it is at its peak. It's really cool.
There's Gorya's As Foretold.
Difficult to play. That could be
also by Tom Medvec.
Yes, that one. And
wow, that's an expensive deck.
yeah, it is expensive, but just take a look at it. I think they're playing Yahtzee to determine who's going to go first. There's 3 of a kind for Reha. He's going to have 3 of a kind. Tom, can you beat 3 4s? Almost rolled a straight is his first roll.
I did not realize Gorya's Vengeance was so high.
He's trying to roll that 3. It's a 1. Nope. Reha is going to go first. They played Yahtzee to determine who goes first. So
I gathered that.
Okay. We have David Reha on the play on Jund versus Tom Medvec on the draw with Kiki as foretold or Gorya's as foretold, whichever you'd rather. I don't know which one he'd rather us put it down as. And then in Illinois, or not Illinois, but Indianapolis, he got to turn 1 somebody with his deck.
Yikes.
Through his opponent played Burning Inquiry on turn 1. He discarded a kiki-jiki and a Deceiver Exarch.
Okay.
And then on his turn 1, proceeded to go land, pitch 2 Spirit Guides, as foretold, cast Living End for free. Bring back kiki-jiki, Deceiver Exarch, combo out, kill you.
Wow. And his opponent was probably like, what? What?
Yeah,
now,
basically.
Wait, let's roll that back a little bit.
So, that's what his deck does. That's one of the many ways. Though it doesn't always win through that combo. Like, sometimes you just reanimate a Gristlebrand and attack. Like,
that's pretty wild.
Reanimate a Gristlebrand, attack, draw 14 cards. Like, sometimes that just happens. But he kept 1 land. Double is a charm. 1 land, 2 is a charms, a lightning axe, a Deceiver Exarch, and a Simian Spirit Guide. And there goes an is a charm. And picks up a Faithless Looting. That's basically what you would. That's a pretty good draw there. Draws.
Is that As Foretold and Ancestral?
It looks like Ancestral, and I don't know what the other one is. It could be an As Foretold, I don't know.
These people and their foils.
Weenies. I'm pretty sure what we had last round was your deck. Every round we've had a foiled, like a nearly foiled deck, completely foiled deck. This one we just have 2. Reha, his Jund deck's almost completely foiled now.
Yeah. I'll get there. I'm actually going to try to sell some of my extra stuff because I'm sort of taking a break. I'm going to sell some of my extra stuff and some of my non-foils so I can pick up the rest of the foils I need.
I just posted a bunch of stuff up for sale today because I'm moving into a more expensive apartment and I'm not going to be able to go on as many trips and stuff. So, like, I don't need everything anymore. And suspending a 2nd Ancestral. And is this another looting? Or is this going to be a... This is probably actually a Lightning Axe. Yep. Lightning Axe pitching. Is it charm to kill this Scavenging Ooze?
We are not keeping track of the life totals.
A 14.
We're bad at our jobs, but we
We're
don't
terrible.
get paid very
Oh,
much,
and the
so it's
timer. We
fine.
have the timer you need to do. Match timer. Boom. They're a little behind, or ahead, but
I think it'll be fine.
This match will not take all 50. Should not take all 50.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it could.
At Tom's upkeep, down tick some suspend counters. Oh, sorry, we're in Reha's turn. I thought we got through his turn. Blood Crypt coming in tapped. K command, get back Scavenging Ooze, shock Tom. Oh no, discard Gristlebrand. That's fine. Down tick. Land, go.
Well, in a couple turns, he'll have a refilled hand.
The only thing with this though is the Scavenging Ooze means his Goryo's Vengeances are just gonna be bad.
Yeah.
His Goryo's Vengeance isn't gonna do anything. Oh, I don't want to swap players. There we go. So comboing through that method's gonna be really hard. He's probably gonna want to have like the As Foretold into a Living End or something like that.
Yeah.
Just like he's gonna need to get the Scavenging Ooze out of the board, out of the way. Otherwise, it looks like Reha does have Bloodbraid Elf, so like we could see a Bloodbraid Elf into Cascade. Liliana of the Veil would be pretty bad here, I think. It gets Tom's last card out of his hand. Inquisition, that'll probably get Tom's last card out of his hand as well. Nope, it's a Gristlebrand. But we have an attack for 6, putting Tom to 7. And Tom draws 3 and 4 for his draw for turn. Lightning Axe, pitching. Alright.
Gristlebrand.
Yep, so the relevant thing is that Reha can eat this Gristlebrand with Lightning Axe still in the stack. Or Lava Axe, or whatever one.
Whatever it's called.
Yeah, Reha can eat the Gristlebrand with it on the stack. Because you pitch it as part of the cost.
Yep.
So then while it's on the stack, the Gristlebrand is in the yard. See if I assume Reha will pick up on that.
I hope he would.
Oh, he almost let it happen. Responds, eats the Gristlebrand. I think he dropped down by 2. Yep. Fetch, shock, then gain 1. Now, before we know it, Tom's actually going to be right back in this. He's going to draw 4 more cards next turn. And Tom's at 4. Just outside of bolt range.
Oh my goodness, got a full mitt now.
Yep. He's got the kiki-jiki. So he got looting. Like the thing that'd be awesome here is he goes looting, pitch Deceiver, XR, kiki-jiki, As Foretold, Living End, kill you. Alright. It looks like Reha's just sitting on 2 lands in hand. So Reha gonna fall to 6. Tom going back up to 11. Tom can opt to draw a bunch of cards here, or just let it be. I think he's better off just staying at 11 at this point.
I was gonna say I think it's right to just sit.
Yep, there it goes. Because now David is a...
He's got to swing bolt, bolt, bolt.
Yeah. And I think I saw Jace Vern's Prodigy in Tom's hand. Which isn't super big, but he can flip it and then start flashing guards back from his graveyard. So like that Goryo's Vengeance can get flashback from the graveyard. It's pretty big. And we have another Cascade. Tarmogoyf. That's pressure. And Convoy stupid thick. We got instant sorcery land creature. And the attack for 6, bringing David down to 5. And once again, we're back on. Tom has to win on this turn again.
Yep.
Or get back a Gristlebrand. Alright. Looting. Tom, what you got? Boy. Oh boy. Discarding a kiki-jiki, and what's the other card? Jason's Prodigy. Maybe he might just force Reha to attack for the win. I don't think he has anything left in hand. Getting a Tarmogoyf check. Yeah, it's creature, land, instant, sorcery. I do believe. I think it's 4/5. And it looked like Reha picked up a Maelstrom Pulse. And let's just make him real dead. What you got?
Probably nothing.
I don't think he has anything. Yep. Make him actually kill you.
Yeah, it's always best to make your opponent actually kill you, because there are times where people just don't think, and just
Or way overthink.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, because I was on once, and I was playing against someone who was playing Jund.
Reha. So I just watched Reha put a cage in. Cage doesn't do a ton here, actually. Surprisingly, it only stops Gorya's Vengeance. It doesn't actually stop a living end.
Yeah.
So that could be relevant.
Yeah, same against Tooth and Nail, since you're not.
Yeah, that exiles and then, or no, puts it in your hand, then you put it from your hand into play.
Yep.
And with this, it living it exiles it and then puts them from exile into play.
To be fair, that's
so
a pretty weird deck.
Reha should know that, because Reha has living end as well.
Ah, true.
Reha does have living end. So he could just be doing it to shut down, like flashing back Faithless Looting, Gorya's Vengeance. And then the flashback that you get from Jason's Prodigy might not want. Oh no, it's probably not the best card to bring in, but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't shut the deck down though.
Yeah, I was on camera, and I was dead on board, tapped out. I had nothing to do. My opponent had creatures to kill me with, playing Jund. He looks at my Planeswalker and realizes that next turn I'll have enough mana to play Tooth and Nail if he lets my Planeswalker live. Not realizing that I was dead if he just attacked me.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know what I have to do. And then swings at Kiora. Like, sure, you got it.
Tom resetting our dice for us. And we're coming back at this. No, not 205. 20. Okay, I'm debating whether I want Aaron to take my shift tomorrow. There's no reason for me not to do it, but
You don't like kids?
it's not so much that, but when the mall's packed, I'm like,
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of crowds. That's why, like, Shane is always telling me, oh, dude, you should go to an open or something. You should go to an open or something. I'm like, but I'm not saying I won't go, but I do not like big crowds of people.
yeah.
And I'm afraid of going and being in a big crowd with a bunch of rules lawyers.
I've never actually played against anyone who just straight like was like that to me. As far as goes opens, most people are pretty. Most people, for the most part, aren't looking to snag wins off of rules.
That's good.
I've never met somebody looking to like, oh, you made me like judge. All right, and like try to force. The only I've only had that come up like one time. We called judge, and the judge was like, well, explained it, wasn't a loss or anything. It was just kind of a small warning.
Yeah.
And like for the most part, that's like a minority of the amount of times. Like you hear the stories, but all in all, that might happen one time in 5 or 6 events where you actually run up against somebody who is like looking for any little thing to call judge on you on.
I feel like I have the bad kind of luck though that I would get it.
Oh yeah, let's get back. Tom just got the staple to his deck down. The As Foretold. And Tom got the staple down. As Foretold. They're both at no. Tom's at 18. Reha's at 18.
Was that a Faithless?
Looked like he flashed back Faithless. Potentially. Because now that with As Foretold down, it allows Tom to cast cards like Ancestral Visions and stuff for free from his hand.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Confidant.
Ooh. Gonna be drawing some cards, but possibly taking some damage.
And we have a. Ugh. I'm getting tired.
A lot of times in my experience, though, like whenever I play against a Jund deck that is proxied up, like just for play testing, the Bobs always tend to kill the Jund player. It's just like they always draw their 3 and 4
while you're
draws.
talking, Tom won.
Okay. That was quick.
He found his living end finally and cast living end through As Foretold and brought back kiki-jiki to Deceiver Exarch.
And that's what he wants to do, right?
And that's the usual way he gets there. Did it just get darker down there?
Yes.
They might have put something up to mask some lighting so that it's not super reflective. They probably those sidebar lights and whatnot that were all around there, they probably turned those off, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Which good.
Yeah, we basically couldn't see the one gray.
Yeah, once cards came down, we couldn't see what was going on anymore.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry, I'm getting tired. And the worst thing is, it's not even like I didn't get much sleep last night. I got a lot of sleep. And then I came here and started painting some Warhammer.
I've never played Warhammer.
It's actually pretty fun.
Yeah, my uncle has played it for a long time. I'm not sure if he still plays, but I don't need to get into something else, first of all, and second of all, like the fact that you have to build and paint all of your stuff, like I just don't really want to commit that much time.
For not big tournaments, you don't really have to paint. Like,
no, I have to. Like, I don't like not painted miniatures. Even my Talisman board game, they're not finished. I've only done like 4 or 5 of them, but even those, like, I want them painted. It makes the game more fun for me.
Okay. I'm in the process of painting mine, and I made the mistake of picking an army that requires a ton of units.
So you have to paint.
I'm not gonna. I do enjoy playing the army, but like, the one main unit that I'm playing is 7 points out of my 2,000 per little piece. So probably by the end, I'll be looking at having 90 of those one little models. Because I'll have 3 squads of 30.
That is a lot of painting. Okay, so we had an Inquisition and then a Thoughtseize.
I've got 2 models down so far, with a total of about 7 to 8 hours of painting. 2 models down.
Yeah, that's why I only have 4
And
or
gold
5
leafing.
of my talisman guys painted.
And gold leafing. Because there were some parts I was like, I can't do paint. Like, gotta gold leaf it. And it took forever.
I'm sure they look sweet, though.
They do look sweet.
See, it's the same way as like having foils. You do not need foils at all to play Magic, but it's much more fun
But do you need them?
to play with foils. Like, it just feels better. Even if you're playing, like, my Tooth and Nail deck is not great, but it's a lot cooler because it's foiled. At least in my opinion.
I agree.
No judgment for people who don't like foils.
But get in line at Weenie Hut General, am I right?
Yeah, they are laughing all the way to the bank whenever they're like, "Oh, my $300 deck is actually a $300 deck, not a $1,000 deck."
Cool dude. Or the passive aggressive K period. K.
Although I do,
Oh my.
really, earthquakes in Morgantown.
It's not as bad as it could have been.
It's a Yu-Gi-Oh battle.
Dude, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh bout here. They got their gloves on. They're ready. They're duelist gloves.
Heart of the cards. How annoying would that be to play a card game where not all of the rules are written on the card and are not like I know Cryptic Command, there's like a textless version, but the text, it's very clear what it's supposed to be. In Yu-Gi-Oh, it seems like everything that the cards do is just like made up on the spot. That would be super frustrating to play
So,
against.
whenever there are sometimes where you play games with people, like all of a sudden, like I don't know, we're like, oh, and my guy does this, and I'm like, and we're here because I'm just getting into it, and people like who've been playing, like, oh, and my army does, and I'm just like, okay. Sometimes you're like, this sounds made up, but like the ones like rolls like 3 whenever you're like in combat, like because he gets to roll like 3 times. So like when he fights you, he's like, all right, so 2 ups hit your guy, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 84% of the dice rolls hit, like successfully hit your guy, and then
that Goyf is.
And then you get to re-roll your ones. So you're basically guaranteed to always hit with all of your rolls.
Yeah.
And then like it's just like a bunch of things. It's like I don't even know if this is real, but sure, man, you got me.
Whereas with Magic, you can basically see, with most decks that are played in any capacity, you can see 1 land and 1 spell typically, and sometimes just 1 land,
And know
and
what they're
know
playing.
exactly the deck that they're playing.
If they go Terran 1 Tron land, you're automatically assuming, this guy is on Tron Walkers. But yeah, that's true. For the most part, anytime, as soon as somebody plays 1 card, like 1 land, typically their first spell of the game, you know what they're on.
Okay, so what's that? Grizzlebrand. What's the other card?
This is discard Gristlebrand, and then play As Foretold, and then through As Foretold cast Living End. So Reha's board gets wiped, and Tom gets back a Gristlebrand into play. And David only gets back a Tarmored Waif. We were really lazy on these life totals this game because we were busy talking, but it's currently 7-16 in favor of Reha, life total wise. But if you would look at the board right now, it would not appear that way.
Yeah.
And Tom picked up a Liliana the Veil.
Yep. Well, can't see half of the battlefield.
Well, the relevant thing is that Tom has a Gristlebrand
Yeah.
in play, And Reha has a Tarmogoyf that is not as big as his Griselbrand.
Also isn't flying in lifelink.
No.
And can't draw you cards.
Yeah, no. Oh, no, that's a Gaunty. My bad. That's not a Griselbrand. That's a Gaunty. Lord of Luxury.
I don't even know what that is. I'll be completely honest.
So when Gaunty enters the battlefield, you get to look at the top 4 cards of your opponent's library, exile one of those cards, and for the rest of the game, you get to cast that card. As though you get to cast that card, and you may spend mana of any color to cast it.
Ah.
So Reha is going to bolt this, get an attack in. I thought that was a Griselbrand. It was not. It was a Gaunty. It's a 4/5 Goyf. Answer. And that would be where we had the Liliana of the Veil from. Why I thought Tom had one in hand, but no, Tom just took David's Liliana of the Veil and used it to make him sacrifice his Tarmogoyf.
Excellent. That's where I expected it to go when I saw the Liliana, but I didn't. I was confused where that came from.
Yep, the Liliana came from David's deck.
Okay.
Sunlighter Mage, that's not going to do much here. The only thing that's awkward is Tom has a kiki-jiki in hand and only 1 red source. I expect Reha to take out the red source. Yep.
And he did.
Yep. So now flashing back looting is off the table. But he's going to cast in Ancestral Visions through a, as foretold, find a red source.
All right, fetch shock.
If he has a... Oh, discarding Griselbrand. Looks like he has Deceiver. He has Deceiver Kiki and a Faithless Looting, I do believe. Oh man, this is good magic. Fetch. No shock, obviously. Putting Tom to 2. Alright, there's a looting. If he finds a Goryo's Vengeance on this could be big. Otherwise, I'll probably discard a combo piece and something else. I would expect it to be like a kiki-jiki and something else he discards. Yep, kiki-jiki land. Because he has Deceiver, so now if he... This is sweet. If Tom can end a turn, flash Deceiver in, like that. Tap down, whatever. Untap. If he finds a Goryo's Vengeance, he casts Goryo's Vengeance combos out with kiki-jiki. And now he'll flash back. He's digging for Goryo's Vengeance. He just found it. Got it. Cast Goryo's Vengeance, bring back kiki-jiki, make infinite token copies of Deceiver Exarch, and attack.
Brings back flashbacks of Splinter Twin.
Yeah, those were good times. Not really. I hated playing Splinter Twin.
Yeah. Splinter Twin is really bad for us. Basically, it kind of like does what we do, just try to kill you really fast with no interaction.
No, the only difference was they have control.
They do it. Yeah, I was gonna say they do it with interaction.
I wouldn't say kill you as fast as they want to. There were a lot of times where you just didn't even kill on turn 4. Like, you just kept going. You waited till like your opponent couldn't do anything, and you were completely safe to go for combo. Your worst fear was when your opponent had like Abrupt Decay, because you couldn't counter that. Like,
yeah.
Finally going on the Splinter Twin, they have an Abrupt Decay. But that would be the match, going 2-1 to Tom Medvec. And we will be right back with round 4, because we are cruising through rounds tonight, actually.